Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Luigi's Mansion. In the last episode, we beat the game. Here's my file here. It says up to Area 1, despite the fact that we beat everything, but now there is a green 1 under that. I'll explain what that means in just a second. But first, let's see what our options are. We can go to the mansion, the hidden mansion, the training room, or the gallery. Let's start by going to the gallery. Take a look at everything that we've got. So over here, you have your overall rank for the game. And as you can see, we got a gold frame for our mansion. That's the mansion that is complete. I'm not going to go through the game enough times to get footage of all the different ranks, but there are definitely videos of that on YouTube that you can see. I will say that the most difficult rank to get is actually the lowest rank because you have to very purposefully avoid getting most treasure. So if anybody ever wants to go for a low score, that's actually one of the harder things to do. Now let's just take a look at all of our ghost paintings. Here we have Neville. I'm not going to go in order necessarily because I don't really know where they are in order. Lydia. Anybody over here? Nope. There's Chauncey. Nana. What's her name? The fortune teller. Shivers. Oh gosh, why can't I remember her name? There's, Jarvis. Mr. Luggs. The Clockwork Soldiers, who, you know, silver frame. Biff Atlas. Anybody over here? Yep. There's, Uncle Grimsley. There's Bogmire. Oh gosh, I have to. What's the fortune teller's? Madame Clairvoyant, that's her name. Here's Miss Petunia. I can already see. There you go, Miss Petunia. Oh, Melody's gonna give us trouble again. Come on. Come on, Melody. There we go. There's Melody. There's Soupy. There's the floating Orlindas. There's the twins, Henry and Orville. Spooky. Quite a cool picture of Spooky. Miss Sir Weston, who I think is our only bronze frame. Oh, never mind. Slim Bankshot is also a bronze frame. There's Vincent Van Gogh. Boo Lossus, who is very cool. I like that pixel art. Almost like a needlepoint type thing. And then, of course, we have a bronze frame for the boss, but we knew that. And there's King Boo with his Bowser suit in this very sparkly room. And that's the gallery. Not a whole lot else to do in here. Can you actually examine this stuff? No, you can't. That's all right. This room will sparkle regardless of whether or not there's actually any paintings in it. But that's it. That's the gallery. That's our little victory lap. So why don't we go talk to Gad and get ourselves to the hidden mansion? All right, let's go. Back to the lab. And let's go to the hidden mansion. Unfortunately, if you go back to the mansion, you just start the game over again. I was really hoping that the whole thing would be lit up and you could see Area 4, but that's not how it works. The hidden mansion, first of all, the hidden mansion is very different in the American version, or the North American version and the PAL version. In the PAL version, I'm pretty sure the hidden mansion was totally different. There was like different treasure, different boss fights. I know at the very least it was intended to be like that. I'm pretty sure it was different. In the North American version, everything is basically the same. The difference, well, there's two major differences. The first difference, and I'll try to get some ghosts so I can show this. The first difference is that you take more damage. The second difference is that your vacuum is more powerful. So while you take more damage, you also deal more damage. And there was a little 1 under our file. Every time you beat the hidden mansion, that number will go up until a very large number, like possibly 100 or more. I've seen speedrunners have that number cranked up super high. I think they use a tool to do that. But that's why I kept saying, oh, the first time I usually never get a good rank on this ghost. Because if you go through the hidden mansion more and more, it becomes easier and easier to get a good rank on the bosses. So you saw there, it was a lot quicker to suck that guy up. If we can get another guy to spawn, I'll show you how much damage you take. So I'm gonna let him hit me. Whoops. Normally those guys deal very small amount of damage, like maybe 10. Now he deals 20. So you take double damage, and I believe your vacuum is twice as powerful. And like I said, that increases each time you go through the mansion. So it gets more and more dangerous. I don't know if you can get it to the point where you go down in one hit, but it can get really crazy, and that's why speedrunners do it. So for somebody like Sir Weston, where that boss fight is ridiculous and I just have so much trouble with it, I will go through the mansion as many times as it takes for me to be able to get him really quickly. You can see there's a star next to the Game Boy Horror. That's how you can tell you're in the hidden mansion. And that's kind of it. I'm obviously not going to make you watch me play the whole game again just to demonstrate a boss ghost. But that's it. That's the gallery and the hidden mansion explained. There's a couple other things I want to show. There were a few ghosts whose hearts we didn't actually see, and there's just like a couple of really minor things. So I'll see you for that in just a second.
Mario! 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 Mario? Mario! 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 Mario? Mario! Mario? Mario!
Here's what happens if you examine the female Rolinda. We got the male one before. Let's get the woman. Can be a little difficult. I don't think this gent can even see us. Here's what happens when you examine Shiver's heart before you light the candelabra. Ah, the beautiful melody will not even give me the time of day. What must I do to win her? Passion, yes! That's it. I will show her I burn for her. My unbridled passion will scorch her soul. And that's your hint. Even though it's, already kind of obvious as it is. Here's Uncle Grimly. Let's see what he has to say. Nobody will find me because I'm old, cranky, and by gum, people are afraid of me. I wanted to show you what happens if you examine Jarvis, but you actually can't. It disables your Game Boy Horror when you're fighting him. So instead, I decided to show you what happens if you lose his game and then come back in. He has a different line of dialogue. He says, "Here I come then. If you want to see me Jars, let's have it on then." Now, let's see what happens if you lose. We won last time. But what happens if we just sit here doing nothing? Let me get some treasure while we're here.
Oh, yeah. Mario!
Game's over, mate. And the results are... You got none of me, boyo. Yuck, yuck, I win again. Ta, mate. You get sent out of the room. Or rather, you get sent out of both sets of rooms. Something I'd like to address real quick is what happens if you have optional ghosts and you don't get them before you clear the area. So you can see here, Area 1 is clear. Everything's all lit up. But I didn't fight Mr. Lugs. So he's just still here. And he'll continue to be here until I either beat the game without him or decide to pick him up. You cannot miss optional ghosts. As far as I know, there really isn't anything that you can miss except for those speedy spirits. So, that's the answer to that. We never actually read Neville's books in his study, so let's do that now. There's a book of riddles. Will you read it? Yes. Mysteries appear wherever people turn, but turning away from them solves nothing. Instead of turning away, turn to the side and look at the mystery from a different view. A way will surely open. I'm not totally sure what that's referring to. It's probably trying to get you to use your Game Boy Horror to look at stuff, because, like, you have to turn around to look at the mirror and the button in the storage room, but I don't know. It's just a riddle. You found Neville's Big Baby Care Diary. Will you read it? Yes. My third son is still a baby. Oddly enough, he seems to scare people in ways the other two never did. The twins now. They're afraid of fire, water, cold, and wind. Why, they shake with fright when beset by the elements. Sometimes I think they're more childlike than the baby. I think that means that if you're fighting the twins, you can use the elements on their boxes and get them to shake as well as using the vacuum. There's a book called Darkness is Their Cheese. Will you read it? Ghost mice are drawn to darkness as real mice are drawn to cheese. In the dark, they shine gold with contentment. I must try to get close to one before the lights come back on. See Parmesan. That is a nice hint right there. You found the Book of Pericles. Will you read it? There are spirits known as elemental ghosts. They live in the elements of fire, water, and ice that make up much of our world. To handle these elements, one must first obtain an elemental metal. Perhaps the elemental ghosts are only visible to the bearer of such a metal. So that could be cool if you read that your first time through, which I didn't. You found Egad's Guide to Ghosts. Will you read it? Dear readers, we've all had trouble with ghosts who aren't easily surprised, right? They have all sorts of ways to protect themselves from light. What would you do, bright folks, when in a fix with one of these stubborn ghouls? Well, sir, I'd first look for an opening, a way to catch them off guard and unsettle them. When a ghost is surprised and shows you its heart, that's your chance to catch the little bugger. I tell you, I've caught dozens of ghosts just like this. Why Neville has that in his study, I'll never know. Oops, that's the wrong shelf. You found Lydia's childcare diary. Will you read it? The twins are very shy for ghosts their age. They've even gone and hid the key to their room far away in the mansion. How very trying. They got mad at me the other day for twirling their little toy helicopter mobile. Ghost children today. Who knows what they're thinking? So again, that's a good hint. You probably will have forgotten it by the time you get to the twins' room if you read the books here. But still, they did think about some stuff. There's not a whole lot of lore like that, and I kind of wish there was more, but there's at least a little bit in here. And now you've seen it. This is such a silly little thing, but out here on Toad's balcony, there are actually 4 flower pots, and during the main Let's Play, I only watered 3. So I just want to show you what's in the third one. So there's the gold bar, the sapphire, and the dollar bills. And then there's actually another one over here that just gives you coins. And that was just bothering me so bad, so I had to show you that. One last thing I want to show that I thought was cool was you can actually finish this room, the pipe room, without lighting it up. And also, as you can see, I wasn't even trying to show that, but you can actually freeze ghosts just like normal ghosts. So, there we go. We froze the little river thing. We're going to turn the valve. These ghosts are going to attach to us, but they can't do anything during the cutscene. They can hurt us, but they can't stop us. Come on. And there you can see we're going to collect this key. And now we just have the key. We never have to do anything in this room. The only thing this room is good for is a boo. With that, we are done with the Let's Play. So I think I'll show you the quit screen. You'll be back. And we'll be waiting.